Hello and welcome to the Tinkercats video gallery. Today I'm going to show you how to make some very pretty paper quite easily by stamping, and then how to fold that into a little dog. So I'm going to work with the Eclectic Floral set by STAMPlorations, and I have a little piece of white paper here, just normal printer paper, and I've cut it down to 10 by 10 centimeters. And on the reverse, I've already, for my folding later on, I've drawn one diagonal line. So that will be a guideline for later. So let's put these to one side. Let's get my stamping mat out and just let's stamp my paper first. So the colours I'll be using will be grey and pink. And what I've done is I'm just using some grey Memento ink to randomly stamp my larger flower from the Eclectic Floral set onto my piece of white paper, and it doesn't have to be very perfect because you'll be folding it and you won't see the paper in its entirety, you just see bits of it, so you can quite easily hide a couple of mistakes. So let's just do this random stamping, and it can overlap a little bit. You don't have to have them absolutely next to each other and whatever, because once it's finished you won't know, you won't see these sort of things really, as I said earlier. So I'm just going to do this quickly. Normally I probably would take a little bit more time over it, but I've already made the card that I made a dog for, so I'm having the finished project anyway, which is not in my possession at the moment. It's actually in the post over to Finland because I made it for Nonny's birthday, which is today incidentally. So I need to get this done quickly to get the video up as well, because it's part of my surprise. I was a bit busy working. I've been quite tired after a party in London last weekend, so I just couldn't get my act together and focus on anything, so hence I'm running late. Don't tell her. Okay, so that's the grey stamping out of the way, and then I'm getting my pink out. So I'm just going to use rose red, so a nice contrasting colour. You could go for a dark purple or you could go for a turquoise, but this one is pretty much almost like the closest to where I'm sitting. Right, and I got a smaller stamp from the Eclectic Florals, one of the smaller ones, and I'm just going to randomly stamp that over my grey flowers. I'll probably put a few more on here than I've done the original one, but it doesn't matter. So that is just to give it a little bit of another touch of colour. And I'm mainly stamping that in. I've got sort of slight gaps here. So that's about it. Let's pop these to one side. Clean the stamps off later. There we go. So I already mentioned I've done one diagonal line. I've quite lightly drawn it only. So I'm going to draw myself another one. And you can leave these on because you won't see them. It's just if you draw them lightly, that's okay. You don't have to rub them off. The reason why I've used diagonal lines is they're a bit easier to draw, so you only have to, you've already got your points. You could also do the halfway marks, but then you'd have to measure up. That's a bit less quick actually. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my corners and fold them to the center. So if you have your corner here by your center point on the line, you know that your other line will be straight, and that's the only reason about why I've done these, why I've drawn these lines, so that I'm getting my fold lines straight, because in some ways that is quite important, otherwise the little dog is not going to look quite as neat. Okay, so you got it folded like this. Can you see this on the camera? I'm just going to hold it up a little bit further, just dry it out of the glare. So you fold it up about like that. And now one of them you fold in, but not quite back on itself, about like this. So you have a fold like that, but you're not supposed to go quite halfway in. And that's that. I probably made it a bit tight, but as long as you're not absolutely folded in, it should be fine. And the other one you're going to fold out, and this is where the line comes in as well, because you can quite easily see if it's like a continuum or if you're going off like this. I hope you can see it on the camera, but if you follow your line and it looks straight, you should have quite a nice parallel line. Okay, so you fold it like that, and then you fold it in half. So you align your points, and this is where it should come in very handy that you've had those lines drawn, because that should end pretty much in a point, and it should be hopefully quite neat. Okay, I haven't quite folded it over properly. That's it now. So just take your time over folding this. Okay, so what you end up with is you have something sticking out here, which is going to be your tail. And now we need to fold, if I could remember this, that's quite good. I need to fold something down in one way. Let me just have a little think. This is why I'm doing this early in the morning and my brain isn't in gear yet, so never mind. So just let me have a little think here. Right, I got it. So I need to fold into this corner, and I need to combine it with these two corners with a fold. So let's just pop that down. So it's something like this. And when I said corners, is because you've got like a little corner here. So that's how it's starting to look. And you do the same on the other side. Right. So you've got something like this. And then what you do is you fold this corner down. It would help if I had some longer nails, but I had to take them all off. I've been doing quite a bit of massaging over the last few days, and I can't have long nails. That scratches people, so that is not a good idea. Even though for paper crafting that'd be absolutely perfect. So if I just do that, and then you do the other side. This is where it just gets a little bit fiddly. And that's your doggy shape. So all you do is you pull this out. Let me get my toothpick to get the nose out properly. That's okay. So there we go. And you might have remembered when I said sort of like not quite halfway, and it might have been a bit too tight with mine. If you leave this gap a little bit wider, you won't see this little triangle here, because it makes this slightly wider. So I should have not folded in quite as far as I've done there. Remember when I had them sort of the halfway mark here. But you can always take a little ribbon and give your doggy a little collar, and you won't see it. So something like that. And it's hidden. So you can add some googly eyes or any gems. You could even add some sort of like little gems or some full stitching around, whatever. So that's basically a basic doggy. And you will find it on my blog. I think I'll be posting this one under the Tinkercards blog and my normal WordPress blog. So with Tinkercards blog, I'm going to give the full instructions and the card, and on the WordPress one, you just find the card and Nanny's birthday post. Okay, thank you for watching. See you soon. Bye.